And as a direct byproduct of that, we get into some really cool things in the user adoption space. So I asked Caitlin to join us to talk about user experience from a continuous perspective and what happens when we break out of that silo of user experience in front of a project.
Great, thanks, Brian. So neat things happen when we accomplish continuous delivery. We have a unique opportunity to put something in front of our users at regular intervals and starting from the very beginning of a project. What we're used to seeing, or what we saw in the past, was UX grouped in two buckets. You get one at the beginning of a project and you get one at the end of the project. The problem with this is that by the time you get to the end of the project, if you discover issues or trends that you're not really happy about, it takes a lot of effort to go back and fix them. So we break UX out of its silo and we try to pepper it along.
You mean throughout the development cycle?
Yeah, throughout the development cycle in small pieces. In this way, we get to know our users, we can anticipate their needs, and we can find trends early and let our users drive the evolution of the project.
The most amazing thing that I see out of that is that when we get into those models, we start to see this end user behavior shift. Would you mind sharing a little bit about how you've seen some of that happen over time?
Yeah, a lot of times that happens because we start out and we think we know what our users need, and we have some business requirements, and we have guesses. And then when we watch how users actually use and interact with our product, then we have to adjust our perception of their role.
Mm-hmm. And that molding is really where we get some of that key user adoption experience.
From the developer's point of view, having the designer and the user experience person sit next to me, basically, being able to bounce questions off of them. What were they thinking about? Why this field here? That color there? Why this particular layout? I've been able to implement changes so much faster, be able to respond to their needs, where we realized in the middle of the process that the screen really needed to be 2, not 1. And it was so much easier to change when they were right there, when I was getting that feedback, because my mind was in that code at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's also so much easier to change when you just built that screen. You don't have 10 other screens touching that screen. If you find out early and frequently, like Rick said, if you fail early and often, you're going to spend 1/10 of the time fixing your failures, and you're going to learn and make fewer failures in the future.
And then when we come back to our continuous deployment and our continuous value, if I make a typo on a screen, I can have it fixed within 15 minutes and deployed to production. That's power.